Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to an episode of Objectionable, the podcast where we talk to people that have chosen to abandon the beaten path and go for the path less traveled. Find success, maybe they didn't, but that's not what matters. What matters is what you learn along the way. And here with us today is a woman that decided to skip every path that could have been handed to her and chose to make something a bit more delicious. Deju, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much, Nippon. Thanks for having me. Thank you, guys. But something should change first. We have empty glasses. We can't start anything with empty glasses, right?
Absolutely. So You've brought some stuff here with us. Say, what'd you bring us?
Okay, so today I brought Tipsy with Teju first syrup, Kubani Royale.
Okay. Let me grab.
I'm not going to talk about it much first.
Okay.
I'm going to make a drink and then let's get into it.
Okay. I'm reading it, so don't tell the audience the stuff yet.
Yes.
Okay. I brought the whiskey you told me to bring.
Yes. So, passing this too.
Yes, please. I'll definitely take some.
I don't have a bar set up, nothing. I'm just making drinks right here at the table.
I've been to her bar before. She does make solid drinks.
Ooh, there we go. So.
I'm one of those guys that's very simple. Usually that's the extent of my drink. Just scotch in a glass or whiskey in a glass. She makes me random exotic flavors. And then on the next level of that, my girlfriend's like, oh, this is an exotic flavor from a completely different country, completely different place. So I think based on the girl I've been dating for a while now, I might be prepared for your drinks this time.
Okay.
Before I was just too uncouth.
So I'm literally using just teeny amount of that.
Really? That's all?
That's all you need.
Because usually mixers are drowning out the alcohol.
Yeah. So we don't want that much, just a teeny amount. I'm going to just...
You want me to get you a spoon? I've got some...
No.
Oh, okay.
We are going to make these drinks with less.
Okay.
That's the challenge. And I have a little soda here.
Yes, lime sparkling
The
water.
lime sparkling. Woohoo.
Okay. And normally this would be with ice, but I don't have
With
a freezer.
ice, so
So the cold sparkling water will...
the cold sparkling water will help.
All right, perfect.
So there we go.
All right, so let's, I guess, grab and cheers.
Yes. Cheers. Cheers, guys.
You're definitely getting a lot of the flavors in there. Like very Indian vibe, almost like how do I put it? It kind of reminds me of like home remedy, like that tastes really good. And it's like one of those ones that you want to just keep drinking even though you're not sick.
Yeah.
Definitely getting ginger. Something, not ginger. What is it?
Cardamom.
There we go. That's what it is. There's something that's spicy in there, but earthy. Mm-hmm. Yes. Okay. So now let me read this. I kind of perused over it. We've got apricot, roasted cashews. That's interesting. Cardamom, rose tincture. I'm uncouth, but I'm familiar with that one.
Yep.
Saffron is always good. Sugar, lime, citric acid, and water. All right. So it's literally just a tiny bit into basically 2 ounces.
If you think that's too much for your taste, you can reduce the amount. That's it.
That's really good. I might actually just hold on to that instead of putting it down. All right.
Awesome. Thank you so much. So that was the drink.
Yeah.
So you can make any kind of drink with it.
All right.
You can mix it up with vodka.
Yes.
Okay.
Apparently you brought a secret concoction as well.
Yes, this is for you to take home
Okay.
and enjoy it.
And is that the new flavor?
This is the same Kubani Royale.
Okay.
So let me
Nice.
talk about it more. First release, I did 2 flavors.
Yeah.
Kubani Royale and Strawberry Ting.
Okay.
Strawberry Ting is strawberries and pink peppercorn.
We're going with ting, like kind of like the Jamaican. It's that ting.
Yes, it's a little ting. So these are the two flavors, but strawberry ting was so delicious, it's all gone.
Oh, wow.
I have to remake it, so
Okay.
I don't have any more samples of the strawberry ting.
Okay, well, you know the address of the studio now, so I expect a shipment.
Yes. I'm going to make it tomorrow. I'll make sure to send some.
Perfect.
Or if you're ever in the city, please let me know
Absolutely.
so that I don't have to come here this far. This is far.
It's not far. It's
This
not
was
far.
far.
She's in Manhattan.
Yes.
Anyone that's in Manhattan thinks like going 3 blocks is a long distance relationship. So the fact that I'm in Long Island is just petrifying for most of the people that I'm going to invite on this podcast. But they will come because it's going to be the best podcast in the world, right?
Yes, I am super excited. You're so inspiring, and I cannot wait to see all of your podcasts, all the guests you bring in,
I appreciate that.
and just show us different perspective of South Indians.
I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So let's get started like right from the beginning.
Okay.
So where were you born?
Let me take a sip first, Nipun.
Okay.
You're getting into it. Oh my God, I'm scared.
Your place of birth is a very difficult topic of discussion, especially these days in America. But
I know.
but don't
But
worry.
yes, so I was born in India. I was born in a beautiful, luscious village in India where, in my mom's hometown, they have sugarcane, paddy, and mango fields there.
Oh,
I used to run along those tractors to steal the sugarcane when they're transporting it because they're just so yummy.
I've been told I have to try. I've never had properly like gande da ras ever.
Like, oh, okay.
Ever.
Oh, we don't drink ganne ka ras. We do sometimes, but the whole thing growing up was taking the ganne and like eating it
Chewing
bidar,
it, yeah.
chewing on it, and like who will finish the whole stick first.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that was the whole competition. You got to do it with your own teeth.
That makes for strong teeth, I bet.
Yes, it did.
Wow.
But it was also equally fun.
So where in India was that?
So it's in a place called Rajamundry.
Okay. Is that
That's
south?
where one of the biggest bridges in India is. It's called Godavari Bridge.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's I think the third largest bridge in Asia.
Oh, dope. Dope.
Yeah.
So it's still, where's the bridge to? Is it landlocked? Is it over a lake?
It rivers on River Godavari.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah, so it's pretty wide then at that point.
Super wide.
So how long were you there?
Well, I was only born there. I grew up in Hyderabad, Guntur, Vijayawada,
Okay.
and then back to Hyderabad.
Okay.
Yeah, moved around a lot because of my dad's amazing job.
Okay. Nice.
But
So lots of experience in basically
lots of
all different parts of India.
experiences, yes. And my mom and dad were travel enthusiasts. So I think the memory I have of us traveling when I remember really, really well was when I was 8 years old. Kerala, Munnar, Alipuri, we went to Kerala for a trip, and boat houses.
Oh yeah.
That was like the most beautiful memory I cannot forget. I never knew those existed. Boat houses, people just live on
That's
these
true.
boat houses.
That is a wild thought because you're like, wait, so you could potentially wake up not where you fell asleep?
Yeah.
That's wild, especially coming from suburbia.
So the one other aspect that adds to this in Kerala boat houses is Kerala boat houses start on rivers and then they go into the sea and the ocean.
Oh wow.
So they move around and then like they take you around the sea.
And they're like that secure that they can just pop off
Yeah,
into the
those
ocean.
are like big ass boats, like a whole house. It looks like a whole
like almost like a yacht.
yeah.
Oh wow.
But it's very traditional, made with like great wood, and you can see like it's rich, like culturally rich kind of structures.
Yeah, because I've heard that like Indian shipbuilders, especially pre Britain and potentially pre Mughal, like made better ships than the British Navy. Mm-hmm. So like that makes sense then. They were able to build like mega structures you can live in. That's cool. So did all of that traveling and when you were younger kind of like affect, like, is that where you kind of got your experience of all these diverse
Absolutely.
ingredients?
Yes. So definitely the travel really helped. And my dad, he was the one who kind of he had the attitude of, so when we were kids, if we don't try anything on these travels, we'd be like, oh, I don't want to try that. And he would come and like, just looking at you, you're determining like if you like it or not. So maybe you should try it and see if you like it or not.
Okay.
So that attitude kind of stuck with me
okay.
my entire life. So I give everything a chance. I see if I like it or not. It comes to experience or food, anything.
Okay.
And then I decide if I like it or not.
And so I'm guessing you tried a lot of experiences before you landed in the artistry of the drink.
Yes.
What is I guess the technical term for your field?
I think maybe I would say a mixologist.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of the word maybe a little frowned upon in the bartending world, but that's what I do.
Why is that frowned upon?
My skill, I see in the bartending world, my skill, I would say my passion is in the mixology part
Okay.
than the bartending.
Yeah, it's not that
There
exciting.
you go.
Making,
I said it. Yes.
Yeah, shocker. It's not exciting making 17 million old fashions.
I can. No offense.
Yeah, exactly,
I
you
absolutely can. But it's just, for me, the passion, the drive is food.
Yeah.
It started from food, and then I kind of like brought that into the aspect of drinks.
Okay.
I always food was a very, very huge part of my life
Okay.
growing up.
Because your dad made you try everything, basically.
Yes, and also my mom used to cook 4 times a day at home, everything we want. Yeah,
That's always convenient.
super.
I bet all of us, miss that, basically, for those of us that are away from
Yeah.
our parents.
Yeah, we miss being spoiled like that. We absolutely do.
Yeah. That's why I will never move out. I'm just kidding.
How much ever I was pampered, I moved out pretty quickly. So
Okay. When did you move out?
when I was 19,
Oh, nice. So where was your first stop once you flew the nest?
US, a different
US.
country. When I just turned 20, like I literally turned 20, and
Yeah.
a month later I was in US.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
but I think I did a little pit stop going to boarding school in India. I went
Okay.
to boarding school in India for high school.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was a little
So you were done with that, what, by like 18, 19 or?
I was done with the high school break. When I got to the States, I finished my bachelor's. I
Okay.
had my bachelor's degree.
Because in America, you graduate high school at 18, give or take.
Yeah.
A few
well,
months.
I
Okay.
graduated when I was maybe 15, 16, 15,
That's nice.
or
I would've-
16.
I would have liked to not spend so many years in high school. So that,
I was also a little younger in my class.
okay.
Yeah,
fair enough.
I think I should give it to my mom and dad. My mom was like, "Oh, as soon as she hit 3, boom, in school."
Right. Okay. Yeah, because it's really structured. Because in the U.S., you wait until like 5 for kindergarten, and then first grade is like 6-ish.
Yeah, no, I was in like preschool 3 at 3.
Yeah.
LKG, UKG, that's what I had
Yeah.
when I was growing up, but
And then they call India third world. Meanwhile, education starts at like 3.
yeah.
So, okay. So you got to the U.S. at 20. Kind of what brought you here? Like, what was your first passion when you got here, or why'd you come here?
So I came here to find myself.
Okay.
As I was telling you, I had a great life in India. I was pampered. I was a princess, absolute princess.
Nice.
I did not have to move my glass of water I had. It came to me. I had a great life, but end of the day, you know you know how the culture is. Just the control over my major decisions in life. I had no control.
Yeah. कदों ब्याह करना, क्या
Yes,
बच्चे पैदा करने.
yes, it's all controlled for me, which I absolutely hated. At some point, I felt like I just questioned myself: Who am I? What, like, what are, what is the person I am?
Yeah.
Who am I? What do I really want to do?
Okay. So did you discover that before leaving India or when you got here? Or are
I
you still
think
discovering it?
I'm definitely still discovering it, but I think I'm pretty close. I have a pretty good idea of who I am, what I want to do in my life. Yes.
Okay. Was part of that rebellion some of the tattoos? I see you got like feathers, and I didn't see what's on the other wrist.
I don't know. Tattoos are something I just did, and this one I had a. This is a cover up.
Really?
Yeah.
Ex-husband?
No. 21, drunk in Vegas. Was the story.
Maybe we'll go off camera for what was underneath if it's too embarrassing.
No, it was just a badly done tattoo. It was nothing
okay.
embarrassing.
Oh,
It was
that's not
just an
exciting.
infinity.
Oh, okay.
But it was just badly done.
Okay.
It was just like
How do you badly do an infinity?
I know.
It's literally an 8.
It's in infinite. I know. It was just so badly done. I was like, okay, I just covered it up.
Okay. And what
I
about
think I'm going to change this one more time.
really?
But I think I'm going to lighten it up with
Oh.
some line drawing with like white tattoo
Okay.
so that I can like lighten it up a little and
Okay.
like
Maybe add color to it?
yeah, we'll see.
Because that's a peacock feather, or is it a
It's
different?
just a feather.
Okay.
Just a feather with birds just running
Oh,
out.
birds
Yeah.
coming off the feather.
But
Which
yeah,
is,
I kind of want something a little done something to it for my birthday this year.
Okay.
So
Okay. What sign are you?
Cancer, my birthday is coming up soon.
What so what's your birthday?
June 30th.
Oh, so we're right on it. And you're turning 21. It's going to be awesome.
And when is your birthday?
August 15th, India's Independence Day.
Oh, really? I actually have a lot of friends who were born on 15th and 16th.
Really?
Yes, a lot of friends.
That's I haven't met too many other people. The only other person I've met with an August 15th birthday is actually my mom.
Oh, that's convenient.
It really is. I told her, I was like, 35 years ago, you got the best present ever. Like, there's no beating that. So what could I possibly get you now? It
Wow.
usually ends up being a Gucci
Okay.
bag, but like
Yeah.
it's
There you go. Oh, wow. Funny enough, my mom's birthday is 3 days before me.
oh, okay.
She's 27th and I'm 30th.
Okay. So you were quite literally a pain in her
Yeah.
ass.
And she was 19 when I was born.
Wow.
So.
Okay. Okay. Arranged marriage, I'm guessing, for your parents?
What?
Arranged marriage?
Arranged marriage, yes. And my mom had the biggest influence on me.
Okay. How so?
Just, I think the way I grew up, the kind of, the independence I have, the mindset I have, it's everything from my mom. She was my biggest mentor. I did not have any mentors in my life other than my mom. I found my way. I found my way to so
Yeah,
far.
exactly.
Yeah.
I've noticed that like the younger moms, like when they got married younger, have kids that are more rebellious because they just instill them with so much confidence to do their thing. So like, is that something that you kind of felt with your mom?
Yeah, and she absolutely hates me now, actually. how rebellious and how independent I am. She's like, no.
It's like, not this rebellious.
Yeah, not this much. She
Yeah.
kind of had a vision of me to like maybe a certain like level and then like
Like career wise or
yeah,
like, okay.
career and then like family. And then now it's all different and she just is shocked and I was like, I don't like it.
Have they seen the mixers?
They did see the mixers. They saw the website.
Okay.
She actually helps me sometimes
Oh, dope.
with flavors and
So despite the fact that she hates you, she's fully supportive of this, basically.
they initially it's kind of like
Well,
they
the-
are leaning into it, I would say.
Exactly. Like I
They
don't.
would still be happy if I get a high paying job, get a husband who has so much in their bank account, and have bunch of like da da da.
Well, that's fair because parents want.
Yeah,
like,
that's
they
it.
want us
They'll
to
be happy. That's
yeah.
it. That's what they see. But
They
no.
want us to be safe and comfortable.
Comfortable, yeah.
And entrepreneurship is neither safe nor comfortable. But that being said, that's good. I mean, the fact that they're like warming up to it, I feel like a lot of
Yes.
people are trying to struggle to find that communication with their parents,
Mm.
especially like people are like actors or dancers or this, the other thing. At least you're in like physical product sales now.
Yeah, it's coming down to that. But it's going to be so much more than this, I
Yeah.
promise. First, as I said, the first release, I did the 2 syrups, Kubani Royale and Strawberry Ting. But the second release is going to be martinis.
Ooh.
It's going to be a little tincture in your vodka or gin you like, and boom, you have a martini. It's not going to be as simple as a dirty martini. It's going to be as complex as a ume plum martini.
Ume plum martini. I've not heard that phrase before.
Yes, it's a Japanese pickled plum.
Okay.
So I'm just dropping some hints,
okay.
but it's going to be very exciting. Those are the martinis. Some will transport you to your childhood with the soups, inspiration.
Okay.
Yeah.
So like when you come out with the martini one, I'm gonna feel like a Desi James Bond, like shaken, not stirred.
Yes, shaken, not stirred. Yes.
All right. Or in our case.
But also stirred. It's allowed. It's
Yeah.
allowed both ways.
Yeah. I mean, in our case, swirled. Let's. Yeah.
It's swirl. But literally, I made this drink in 2 seconds right in front of you.
I have zero complaints about this whatsoever. And here's the thing: before you got here, because I was just waiting, I'd finished up with my meeting. I poured myself just Crown Royal. This is Crown Royale in here,
Crown Royal.
and I took it out of there and put it in a decanter because Crown Royale. If you want to be, on the podcast, pay me, and then I will totally put the bottle there. But I was just like, this is just some mid whiskey. But this actually feels like a drink I would go back to the bartender to have.
Okay.
Like,
I'm glad.
This is like my friends and I, we throw parties and there's always a drink of the night. Mm-hmm. And like,
Yes.
this feels like one of those.
Yeah. So now you saw this with your whiskey.
Yeah.
If I serve you with just the soda, what would your thoughts be? Can I do
let's
that?
try it. Let's try it. Let's definitely switch to water and the mixer for one go so we don't get sloshed by the end of this.
Yes. And then just a little.
Okay, and this is the
There we go.
all right, so this is the
I think I'm
Yeah.
gonna maybe just add a little. Yes. There we go.
the mixologist, whatever you say it goes. All right. So this is lime Perrier with your mixer.
Yes.
The bubbles are obviously helping the smells come out. Definitely smell the cardamom now. Cardamom is lychee, right? No, cardamom. Which one's cardamom?
Elaichi.
Yeah, elaichi.
Elaichi. Oh, you said lychee. I was like, what?
I'm an ABCD, so you have to adjust accordingly.
Okay.
Okay. I actually recently came across a podcast where it's 2 girls that are like, we're just going to do a podcast in Punjabi because no one speaks Punjabi anymore. And I'm like, I'm going to watch this because like I need to learn how to not speak shitty Punjabi. Half my clients are Punjabi, so it's like I talk to them and I feel like the girl from the Nawab Motors reel where it's like, Sone waleo, twanu gaddi chahidi hai? Like, all right, let's try this.
Yes.
The virgin tipsy with Teju.
The virgin tipsy with Teju version. Yeah.
Ooh.
Ooh. Please,
That's-
I want to record that face.
Yeah, because that feels like
No, but honestly, I really want your honest opinion because I am representing an entire like culture with these. So I really, please be honest.
yeah. So like literally, trust me, I'm not blowing sunshine up your ass. Like this podcast will do just as well if I shit on your stuff as if I don't. This feels like what Chipotle's lemonade tries to be, and if it was served at an Indian restaurant.
Ooh, I think I will take that as a compliment.
Yeah, because it's got like this nice mita, like this nice sweetness, but you feel all of the Indian spices without feeling like punched in the face by them, which is usually the problem.
It's actually a little more tartar than this version is.
Okay.
The
Like
sample that I bottled up, like
Yeah.
I adjusted it a little. It's a little more tart than you have.
Oh, so the readily available one is a little more tart.
Yeah, just a little smidge more
I can
tart.
live with that.
Like
I can
to
live with
create
that.
balance.
You know what's wild though? Because I can also taste the saffron in it.
Ooh,
But I cannot, which is a good thing in my opinion, taste the rose.
the rose. Yeah,
Because gulab
rose
pani,
is it's all under the nose. Do you like smell the rose though?
yeah, I can smell it. Like I
Yes,
can
that's
like
it.
like the 2% hint of like ruhavza kind
Yeah.
of vibe.
Yes. Yeah.
But I can't taste it because I hate that taste.
Yes, I know. That's why
Come
I
at me,
made
bro.
sure.
Come at me, bro. If you put gulab pani in my lassi, I'm throwing it at you. Like, like, oh man.
But yeah, that's why I just wanted it like just the smell under the nose, and that's it.
Yeah.
So
All right. What else we got here? Let's see.
okay, wow.
So yeah,
that's like-
so we were at your parents wanting the best for you,
Mm-hmm.
which included a rich husband and you having a nice job.
Mm-hmm.
So if I recall from our previous conversations, you were in a like proper air quotes career before.
Yes.
What was that?
well, I am in a proper career now too,
Okay.
but I've just spread my wings. Is
Fair
what I
enough.
would say. I went to school for computer science. I'm a tech nerd.
Okay.
Super tech nerd. I will make your bots. I will make your AI bots.
Okay.
I'm that much of a huge tech nerd.
Okay.
And then I worked in Oracle, Cerner. I worked at a retail firm. I worked for finance. I worked in various different firms as software engineer, sales engineer. But working in IT, I've realized I think it was just a huge learning path for me. But I finally got to a place of what I really want to do
Okay.
within the IT department. And I think I'm doing that right now.
Okay.
I
Like
am.
in what way?
I'm very good with people.
Okay.
I'm a very people person. Throw me in a room with full of strangers and I will get out of the room with every single person remembering me right there.
All right. That's a necessary skill for sure.
Yeah, that's my confidence, and I just love talking to people. I love knowing about what they want to do, and I love bringing people up. I really thrive on just making people see what they really want to do and bringing them up.
Okay.
Yeah, just in general. My sister hates me for this. My sister absolutely hated me for this.
I'm getting a recurring theme that everyone in your family hates you.
No, well,
I'm kidding. So why does she quote unquote hate you?
well, just because I always like see if she does something good, I see that and like I try to push her in that direction. And then maybe it's a little too much, the push.
Is she not as rebellious as you?
She's more quiet winning type,
Okay.
I would say.
All right. But listen, there's two paths.
Yeah, there's
We're-
two paths. So
We're just talking about the more fun path.
yes. So yeah, my sister just that quality really like doing that to everyone I see, every one of my friends, just realizing that that's my biggest skill. It just pushed me in the direction of clients and what I want to do on like building a team and having the best team to work with. So that's how I got into program management and project management.
Okay.
Yep.
And so you've been doing that for a while, I presume, since you got here when you were 20.
Yes. I got here when I was 20. I went to grad school. I graduated and I
Nice.
started working.
Where'd you go?
NIU, Northern Illinois.
Okay. I apologize for the very brown question. Of
No,
where did you
it's
go to college?
Huskies,
Okay.
NIU. Yes.
What is your CV? Where did you go? Did you go to a good school?
He's asking for my CV, guys.
Yeah, I know. It's very brown of me. I apologize. So you got your master's in, I presume, software engineering.
In computer science.
Computer science. And then where'd you go from there?
My first job out of college was in Iowa.
Oh, nice.
I got hired by a retail firm, Hy-Vee.
Okay.
It's like a Trader Joe's or Walmart in Midwest.
Okay.
It's a grocery company. So I was hired as a software developer there. I went in, I was the only colored person in the entire office.
I would guess the entire state, but yeah, let's limit it to the office.
Yes. But it was fun. I just graduated out of my grad school and I have a job, high paying job, and I didn't care. I didn't care where I was. I didn't care how people were looking at me.
Yeah.
I just was like, I'm going to have fun.
I mean, I know you. You're a bit of a free spirit. So, like, what was, like, your personal life like in Iowa? Like, as a brown girl, the only probably brown girl in your town. Like,
Yes.
was it like you were just playing, like, Munni Badnaam Hui at full volume all the time? Or was it like you suddenly loved square dancing and country music?
No, I did not. I was still a Desi girl, but just people couldn't handle me.
Fair enough.
People couldn't handle this Desi girl. I'm so glad I found great friends even in Iowa. I'm still in touch with every single one of them, and I had great time because of them. We used to just go to happy hours and piano bars. I used to get on top of the bars and just dance.
So it went from on top of the bars to behind the bars now.
No, I'm never behind the bars. Always on top of the bars.
What about when someone orders a drink?
Well, yes, when someone orders a drink, yes, behind the bars.
All right.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough.
Honestly, I've never imagined myself like that. This is such a total surprise. Like, oh wow, I went from being someone on top of the bars dancing my ass off to being here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now the CEO of a mixer company.
Yeah. It's funny how everything came together. I started as a bartender and I was like, okay, I'm going to just explore.
Yeah.
And yeah, now here, Tipsy with Teju.
All right. So from India, Hyderabad-esque area, traveling around to the U.S., where you went to the most scenic place in America, Iowa. And, you know, it's a very important state. It apparently decides our president 9 times out of 10.
Whoa.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
It's the first primary state for every election. Mm-hmm. So it's basically like, depending on how terribly a candidate does or how well they do in Iowa, basically dictates how good they do for the rest of the election.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of what it is. So, you know, you might have had a hand in shifting the last 2 elections. So maybe we blame you.
Oh, wow. Okay.
No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know what's going on with everything. Well, I do care, but there's only so much I can do.
Yes. We don't have the power to functionally change the entire
but
planet.
I also hope some things work out for my own good.
Yes, that's also true. Mm-hmm. So from Iowa, then, where'd you go next?
Would you like some?
I'm good on edamame, though. Yeah,
Okay.
those are.
Thank you. I had to. I was getting drunk.
Yeah.
I had to use.
Yeah, we'll take a pause, then we'll do another round, but definitely keep eating the edamame. We got pretzels. If we need to Uber Eats something so you're not sloshed, that she's not going to get sloshed. She probably has a higher tolerance than me. So I don't get sloshed. We'll probably Uber Eats something later. But so Iowa, how long were you there and where'd you go next?
So I was there probably a year and a half,
Okay.
and it's I just realized quickly it wasn't the right place for me. So I tried to find a different job. Everything. So you have to realize everything for me is definitely dependent on my job, from like doing things, because of how bound I am to visa situations.
Right. Because you can't be doing anything if you don't have a
Yeah.
visa here.
So if I don't have the visa, I can't be doing anything.
Yeah.
So that has to be my biggest priority.
Okay.
And it took a lot of time and everything.
Yeah.
So from there on, I moved on to next company in Kansas City, Cerner, acquired by Oracle. It's Oracle Cerner now.
Okay. Kansas City, Missouri?
So the campus used to be in Kansas City, Missouri. I used to live in Kansas City, Kansas.
Okay. All right. That feels confusing.
Yeah. So the city is split between Missouri and Kansas.
Okay.
Kansas City.
So basically, an Indian party girl decided to just go to farmland America, is what I'm getting so far.
I don't know. It just worked out like that. I think just graduating from college in Chicago,
Yeah.
just the everything I was getting, the opportunities and stuff were
In that
just
area.
in that area. So
Okay. So
And
Kansas City, you met Travis Kelsey, Taylor Swift's current boyfriend.
I did not.
Okay.
I'm not a huge fan of Chiefs. I'm a Bills fan. Josh Allen, let's go.
Bills, as in like New York Bills.
Bills.
Oh my.
Bills.
Did you spend some time in upstate New York?
Yes.
Okay. Is that the next stop after Kansas? Oh gosh. Okay, your tour of America. Let's
From
go.
Kansas to Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. Okay, Steel Country.
Malvern, same company. I just took internal transfer and just found my way like to East Coast. I just wanted to move to East Coast.
Okay.
So made it to Pennsylvania.
Okay. Finally, you can see water.
30
again.
minutes from Philadelphia.
Okay.
I was living there, working there, and then probably 9 months in COVID hit.
Oh, okay. So this is around that time.
In between, I finally got my H1 lottery.
Okay.
So I got that, and then
H1 is which one again?
work visa.
Work visa, right? Yeah. Okay.
Finally got off my student visa. Finally was able to travel to India. So I traveled to India, and I just made that a whole Asia trip for a month and a half.
Okay.
Asia, Thailand, Vietnam, Indonesia.
Had you ever been to any of these places before?
No.
Okay. So this is like a full new experience.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to, like the first couple of trips, I was trying to track where you're getting all of your exotic ingredients from. And I was like, Iowa's not that exotic for me. Not sure if you're finding any ingredients there except corn.
So all through my journey, this travel girl in me never was lost.
Okay.
Even when I was in the States, I traveled to 35 states in America.
Oh, okay.
I hiked Zion National Park, Angels Landing, Narrows in Zion, Montana. I've hiked so many big mountains in America.
Okay. Wow.
I even went to Alaska and saw Northern Lights.
Oh, that's intense. That's wild. I feel like most people don't travel America that much. Like at all.
Yeah, it's a beautiful country.
That's good. Are you saying
Yeah.
that because your green card application still picked up?
Hey, let's cut that. But no, nothing is on the way. No,
Yeah.
but it is a beautiful country. It's big.
Okay.
There's
So you
so
got
much.
you got your H1, you did a Asia trip, and then did you get stuck in Asia for COVID or what happened?
So, funny enough, I went to Bali first, Indonesia, and then Thailand. My parents joined me in Thailand. We were there 15 days, and then I went to Vietnam. Vietnam was my solo trip
Okay.
for 3.5 weeks.
Okay.
And then in Vietnam, this was 2019 December.
Oh, okay. So before it started in the US.
Yeah. So something was going on. Everyone were getting sick. I had my fun. I was having fun. But at the same time, something was off.
Right.
Something was going on. So I just was like, okay, maybe it's time for me, and I just head back to US.
That's so interesting because Americans don't understand the perspective that, like, if you weren't paying attention to the news in Asia, COVID started for you in March of 2020.
Yeah. COVID started
Way earlier than that.
definitely in November in like Asia.
Yeah, because it's COVID-19, not
Thailand.
COVID-20.
I started traveling end of October in
Okay.
Asia, and November when we got to Thailand, the buzz was Thailand was something was going on. Everyone was sick. Everyone at the airport you see was in a mask. Yeah, I was just like, oh, people in Asia are just cautious because of the pollution and everything. Because I've not been to those countries too. I've lived in India before, but I've never traveled to Thailand or Vietnam.
Gotcha.
So I was assuming, oh, it's just like pollution. People are just like, okay. Even in India, if you're like sun pollution, you have your scarves on, everything. So I was in that mindset. I never thought there's something big coming,
Okay.
like a pandemic.
Yeah. No one was expecting that.
Yeah, no one was.
For sure. So, okay, so you got back to the US, got back to Pennsylvania, and then eventually we met somewhere in 2022-ish, 2023-ish in New York. So how'd you get there?
So that period between the 2019 to 2022, you met me.
Yep.
I gave up my apartment in Pennsylvania. I put everything in storage. And my sister goes to school in Connecticut. Crashed with her. And I
Okay.
just was in a different country every month, every 2 months. I just hopped around countries in South America, Africa, Asia, Europe.
All during COVID
Yeah.
when there was travel bans.
Yes.
So you're
I just was losing my mind. I'm
I
a
know, I get
single
that.
woman. I live by myself, and yeah, there was nothing going on. And I was like, okay, there's something must be open. Something must be open. I looked up. Turkey was open. Okay, let's go. I booked my ticket in a week. I was trying to go to Hawaii first. Hawaii had so many restrictions. I was like, okay, just to go from one island to other, I'm like, okay, this is a lot. And then I looked internationally then. That's
Yeah.
when Turkey.
No Miami partying for you?
No, I
Florida
went
was
straight to
wide
Turkey. I was in Turkey 40 days.
Really? How was the partying in Turkey?
Amazing. I extended my visa. I had to pay fine leaving.
That's hysterical. Oh man. So
Yeah.
so basically, okay, so Turkey, South America, and then eventually you come back to New York to start
Yeah.
stuff.
Like traveling in and out, I definitely was coming back to New York a few times. Coming back to New York and visiting my sister, catching up with friends once in a while, and then like going back into all the stuff.
Okay. And so what did you do when you got to New York then? After your COVID party?
COVID second party. I moved to New York when I got a job in New York.
Okay.
I was working for an AI company. So this is back in 2022 when the AI boom did not start. I was working for an AI company already.
Okay.
Our biggest clients were Austin Energy. We were pitching for Austin Energy, Hard Rock Cafe, Virgin Airlines.
What were they doing with AI back then?
Because AI was already, it was there. It was just making its way. And we were trying to sell customer support AI bots, how to integrate like customer support
Okay.
bots into their customer support.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. I'm trying to get AI to edit this podcast. Apparently it can do it in like 2 minutes, so I'm hoping that works.
Let's see.
Yeah. Otherwise,
Alright.
I'll be sitting there basically being like cut.
Cut,
But I've
cut,
I've
cut.
seen videos where it does it a 47-minute podcast edited from you to me to you, me to you, depending on who's talking within 47 seconds. So it's like 1 second per minute of content. That saves a lot of time for people.
Okay, yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Yeah. So are you incorporating AI in any of the stuff you're doing right now?
Oh, hell yeah. AI has been in our lives from a very long time. It's just the words and everything has been like so booming. Now it's like super mainstream as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So like how is it like I guess in what ways has it been in our life so long?
Everything, automations, algorithms, everything we've been doing with computers, technology is in a way AI. Every automation, email automations, everything in a way.
Okay.
It's just working towards improving every single part and piece of technology of based on use cases. And now it came to a point where everything can be combined, and now all the data we feed it to it from all these years, now a system can understand our perspective and help us do better, be better.
Okay. And so like how are you using that now with like Tipsy with Teju? Cuz like obviously are you a one woman band or is there other people?
Teju is a one woman band, definitely. I have my social media girl, someone who helps me with social media and things like that, but she's a one woman girl. Tipsy with Teju, logo,
All by AI?
not AI, Teju and AI, I would say.
Okay.
Teju, this is my vision.
Okay.
I
Is that supposed to be you?
Yeah, in a way, it was my vision. I kind of like wanted something of me and like portray myself, my Desi side as well.
Okay.
And yeah, it came together really well into Tipsy with Teju, elevated flavors, effortless sips.
Okay. Nice. So what got you into I guess experimenting with all of these ingredients and whatnot?
So long story short, I moved to New York. I had an awesome job. I was traveling 1 month, 2 months, and then working my job. And then all of a sudden, I was laid off from my job. I was laid off from my 6-figure job, and I just was shocked at how everything is like without high paying job in your hand.
Yeah.
And then how much I was dependent on my job from financially. It was just I was literally traveling, doing my job. That's it. Nothing else was going on. But glad all this travel helped me gain the knowledge of different flavors from every single country, every single part of the world. When I was thinking, what should I do next? It came very easily to me. I was like, I want to mess around with food and drinks. That was very easy because I knew how creative I was. I love cooking. I cook to all my friends every Diwali. I host a Diwali party, cook for my friends. Cooking was a really big part. So I was like, okay, I'm a skinny person. I don't have energy to cook for a very, very long time. So
Fair enough.
being a chef and that kind of ruled out. And then I was like, okay, drinks are awesome. Drinks sounds amazing. So what can I do with drinks?
Yeah.
Let me try. And I got into bartending.
All right. So as we start about talking about your bartending, how about we do a second round then?
Okay.
All right.
So
So-
how was the last drink and how can that be improved?
Ooh, the last one. Honestly, I think the last one was solid. I think adding to it. What would I add to it? I think the slightly tart version that you're saying is the one that's going to hit the shelves. I think that's the only thing I would change because
Okay.
maybe I'd pull back on the sweetness a little bit, but I
A
also
little
have
bit.
a sweet tooth.
Yeah.
So I'm team sugary things,
Yes.
as many can tell based on my physique.
No, as Indians, we are team Team sugar, I would say. I'm also a sweet tooth.
Well, apparently you were
Huge sweet
stealing
tooth.
sugarcane. You told us earlier. So
Yeah, no, I'm a huge sugar head.
so you said okay. Strawberry Ting is the other one that's apparently sold out everywhere.
Yes.
And then the new one you said was what?
this
the
is
martini.
the Kubani Royale.
This is Kubani Royale,
This
and
is
then there's going to
Kubani
be
Royale,
a martini.
and then the next release is going to be 2 martini flavors.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
I'm super excited.
So, like, what is a martini flavor? Because I just think of martini and I think gin. And
Yeah, think of like a dirty martini. What are they putting in a dirty martini?
I don't know.
Yeah,
You're the specialist. You tell me.
so it's dirty martini. You're putting olive brine.
Okay, olive
Right?
brine. Okay.
So just a plain vodka with something savory.
Okay. So, what's your
That's
savory?
I'm not saying that's just martini, but that's one of the favorite martinis, right?
Okay.
A salty, savory flavor.
Okay.
So I'm kind of trying to keep that as a base and experiment with one desi martini style
Okay.
and one international flavor style using like Japanese
Gotcha.
pickled plum and something. And the other one is desi. It's inspired from. Okay.
Thank you.
This first. And then the martini, the desi martini is inspired from something I grew up with. Rasam, tomato rasam.
Okay.
Staple in my house. Loved it. Loved drinking tomato rasam, growing up with rice. So I kind of like broke down the elements, the aspects of what I like in it
You about it?
into.
Are you about to hit us with a rasam martini?
Yes, I am. But
Okay.
it's not going to be as intense as rasam, definitely. But it's going to be very interesting and you will not stop drinking that. I promise that.
Good to know. Well, cheers to a drink that you can have with a dosa, I guess,
Oh, yeah.
or an idli.
Or biryani. Or a biryani.
Well, I'm North Indian, so when I hear rasam, I can't tell the difference between that and sambar. Sorry, don't at me.
So
Yeah.
this drink is perfect with biryani.
Oh yeah, for
Yes.
sure, for sure.
This is inspired from Hyderabad.
Yeah, no, the lychee in this would match perfectly with like the
Mm-hmm.
biryani rice for sure. I can feel that.
Cheers.
Cheers. So yes, so you came to New York and you started bartending because the company had laid you off and you obviously needed to not, die of starvation.
Yeah, die starvation. And also, I just wanted to get into something I want to, like, that I feel interested in. And bartending was something like that.
Okay.
So I dove into it. First job I get, they make me teach how to make pizza and limoncello.
Okay. Pizza is an
And-
important skill. So
Yes.
It's in New York. So
And
pizza is necessary.
limoncello. And I absolutely had a blast teaching. I love teaching. I've taught. I've been a tutor since I was in high school. Just I used to tutor for some cash, some extra pocket money,
Yeah.
and stuff back in India. So teaching has been a very, very huge part of me. And doing that, I was having so much fun. And just doing the limoncello, like making the limoncello from scratch, the lemon zest, and then everything, just a bunch of things. I was like, okay, this is great. And then I started like, okay, I want to learn a lot about bartending. I sprinted through every course I can, everything I can. And at home, I started just like pouring drinks and like just doing shit by myself.
Yeah, I remember you had a party at your place once and you like baked some flowers or something. Like I think it was your Instagram story. You like baked flowers to grind into an ingredient into a drink.
Well, it was hibiscus flowers. Hibiscus, and then I made a hibiscus syrup, and off of that, I like candied the hibiscus flowers, and then made a powder. So I also I'm a sustainable person. I don't like wasting anything.
Okay.
So in everything, I try to save everything and just use everything I can. If I'm making a rose syrup, I will use every single thing
Okay.
in that.
This is a dumb question, but rose syrup, what part of the rose are they using?
The petals.
Like not like the pollen or anything on the inside.
No,
Okay.
just the petals. You just put the petals and steep them in warm hot water for a bit, and then take it out. Add equal amounts of sugar and everything, and then the petals you get, I add sugar to it and grind it up and make a leather. Dehydrate it and make it into a rose leather kind of.
Okay. So it's kind of like the equivalent of like a dry fruit at that
Yeah,
point.
dry,
Okay.
dry like fruit leather.
The texture
Yeah,
wise.
yeah.
Obviously,
You can
rose is not a
you can
fruit.
chew on it. I can make shapes and use it as a garnish on a drink.
Okay.
So that's how I do things.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so then when did you come up with the idea of going from a mixologist in New York at all of these high-end places to like basically making a mixer company?
I would say correction. I was going as a bartender in all these places in New York. So going from a bartender, every place I worked at, I was just like, I was very enthusiastic of creating something new of my own, and then adding it to the menu. So everywhere I went, I was like, okay, how can I add this to the menu? My creations and all of that. I worked in different places. I added some of my creations in few bars I worked at, few restaurants I worked at, which was amazing. But I started writing down recipes that came to my mind, flavors that matched well from then on. And now I have a book of flavors with 61 recipes.
Okay. Are any of those like unique enough? This is the lawyer in me talking
Yeah,
now.
so
Like, are they
every
unique
single
enough to,
thing-
No, I know they're unique because I've had many of your drinks. They're really good. But are they unique enough to copyright? Because I've found that like trademarking and copywriting for drinks is nearly impossible.
It is. I'm also looking into it. I'm also kind of looking into it, getting like a patent for some things. But it's just, it's coming. I don't want to talk about it too early, but
Yeah.
I have something in works. I am thinking about it.
Obviously, this is all going to be protected.
Yes, this is all protected, but some beyond this.
Okay.
It's going to shock everyone. Something that has never been done.
Look forward to it.
Yes.
For sure. We'll have you back on after that happens.
Yes.
Let's switch gears.
Yeah.
We've learned about your past. We've learned about the artistry. How about business did you? Because obviously doing something like this not only requires the artistry, but the distribution aspect. What are you doing in that regard? Is this DTC, direct to consumer, or is it direct to, like, is it wholesaled to restaurants? What's the plan?
So I'm looking at Tipsy with Teju in 3 angles.
Okay.
So the whole goal of starting Tipsy with Teju is I was making menus for weddings, special events, I was talking to clients, making all these intense luxury flavors for all the clients and everything. But something that came with it is the bartending part. And I was working at these events as a bartender serving my signature cocktails and mocktails. But I went through all these process. I saw how tiresome it is. It's time taking. It's not just for me. People just, when you're at a party, everyone just want to have fun. They just don't want to wait like so much. When I want it, just give me a drink. That's it.
Yeah.
So
A Jamuda like me,
Doing-
just put scotch and Coke and call it a day.
and
Yeah.
so people like so all of this combined, it came down to this concept of how do I condense all these steps and make something very interesting that I give to people, and people just have something they can have at their home, easy, At the same time, they will be transported to a cocktail bar in New York.
Okay. Yeah, that would be great.
Yeah.
Especially since you say it's such a hike to get to New York from here.
Right? Yes, it is. So that was what brought Tipsy with Teju.
Okay.
That's what brought this concept. And now I see it in 3 different ways. So one is absolutely the clients, parties, people making drinks at home, easy luxury flavors bringing to them.
Okay, so direct to consumer.
Direct consumer, if they have parties, if they want to create some memories with also memorable drinks. That's what I want. That's one angle. And the second angle is bars. So now that with the tariffs, with the costs going so up, time is so valuable. So how can bars be more productive? At the same time, serving the best flavors they can.
Right, because a bar's revenue intrinsically is connected to how fast the bartenders can make
Can
drinks.
serve.
Yeah.
So I'm condensing all the steps. The bartender just have to pour out an ounce of my syrup or any of the liquor
And then call it a day.
and then call it a day. Yes. And also the freedom of customer can ask for any kind of liquor they want with it. We will absolutely have recommendations. This is good with the whiskey and da da da. But at the same time,
There you go, take your hand off of it.
how can we make this more personal to the customers too, from a bar perspective? So that's the other angle on how we can make broader audience. Going to even like a normal sports bar can have luxury signature cocktails.
Yeah.
How can we do that?
That's true. I can think of a lot of restaurants, especially on Long Island, that are just like, oh, we would love to have this as
Yeah.
a recurring drink.
Yes. And then also the other world I want to tap into is the mocktail world. We don't have to just drink alcohol all the time. How can we have yummy drinks just mixing it with water, nothing else?
Yeah.
You can literally mix Kubani Royale with water and ice. You will have the best experience ever.
Yeah, no, I mean, I just tried it earlier with the
With the
sparkling water.
soda. So that's the other angle with the mocktail and the restaurants, like to bring it to the broader audience. I just want everyone to have intense luxury flavors from all around the world.
So then, from a business perspective, we got the direct to consumer and just like
To the
what-
restaurants.
Well, so to the restaurants, I'm wondering, would you want to do that as like you're selling them wholesale bottles of Tipsy with Teju?
So
or
I am trying to do as a
license the-
subscription base.
subscription based? Because I was wondering
Yes.
if you were going to do a license the recipe.
Definitely license the recipe. I want to create recipes for the restaurants. I want to create their menus for the
Okay.
restaurants and introduce Tipsy with Teju syrups.
So like
Also,
Tipsy,
yeah.
yeah, so Tipsy would be like the main one that people can order, but you can specialize it for each individual restaurant.
Yes.
Okay.
Individual restaurant. There are other recipes you can do with not just my syrups.
Like you
other,
take this and if you
yes.
add XYZ ingredient, it becomes like the Janoon special for Tipsy with Teju. Okay.
So if you look in my recipe card, so the syrup bottle comes with a recipe card. Every syrup bottle comes with a recipe card. And the recipe card has how to make 3 exciting cocktails and 3 exciting mocktails.
Okay.
So for example, for the Kubani Royale, we had the Tiki Royale. So you can make a tiki cocktail with Kubani Royale. Just literally rum, the Kubani Royale, shake, pour it on pebble ice, and add some Angostura bitters and some powdered sugar garnish. Boom,
Okay.
you have an exciting luxury cocktail.
Okay, so then we had the whiskey twist.
Yes.
Okay.
We had the whiskey twist with just whiskey. You can like shake it or just the way we stirred, we can do it. When you shake it, it opens up all the other flavors more.
Yeah.
So it's
I have an espresso machine over there. I'm low key might tomorrow morning try the royal latte.
Yes, please. You have. I get. That's a sample for you.
Yes. Okay.
Please try it out.
All right, that's fantastic. So now here's the important question I want to end on because it's a little bit of a deeper question that's very South Asian related. How has your experience been going from? And I apologize if this is very personal. This is going to be a deep cut.
Yeah.
So how has your experience been going from like you said, a princess, and then a respected IT professional down to a bartender. Like that. What was that struggle like?
Yeah, it's a wow. That's a really deep question, Nipun. Honestly, that's a very deep question.
I feel like that's important for a lot of people that like want to go off the beaten path is that they're afraid. It's like, how do I go from being a doctor to a dancer? Like,
In one line, I would say the whole process made me more humble.
Okay.
The entire process absolutely made me very humble because of the being princess. I was just being a princess, and then I was working for my skill, and I was getting a very high, I was in a very good position in my job and everything. I was in the middle class, upper middle class, I would say. But when it comes down to not having anything is when your true nature or your true capabilities like show up. Like, oh my God, you have nothing. How can you survive? It comes down to a question of your survival. Like, are you cut for this? Are you going to survive on your own, or are you going to just, I don't know, vanish? Yes.
Yeah, that's the biggest fear. Is like, is it going to be abject failure and everyone's I told you so's,
Or just depend on someone else to come take care of you.
Yeah.
It was a choice. I always was a person, definitely this from my mom, got from my mom, had the mindset of what I can do by my own and what's my individual identity. So that really shaped me, and that made me the person I am now with Tipsy with Teju. What I'm bringing to everyone in the world. Yeah.
Well, it's been a pleasure talking to you about this. I'm excited for all the new flavors. Definitely trying that strawberry ting.
Yes.
For
Strawberry
sure.
ting coming up.
Martini. I expect to order a whole bucket of these for my birthday.
Yes.
For sure. And ladies and gentlemen, if you are interested in any of these, the links to Tipsy with Teju, the Instagram or the sales links, whatever she sends me, is going to be in the description box below.
Yes.
Make sure to follow Tipsy
All
with
the
Teju.
syrups are live. You can order them through my website. Everything is pre-order. Everything will be coming to you fresh, shipped as you order in.
Yes, this isn't something that's like the weird margarita mix you buy. This is like, it will expire. So you buy it, you have some fresh ingredients, and you're going to enjoy yourself. So description below. If you like this video, make sure to share it. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Follow me, follow Teju. And
Tipsy with Teju.
Yes. And until next time, cheers.
Cheers. Cheers, Nipun.